Howdy folks, Dreadshells here, and welcome back to another World of Tanks video. And today we are going to be looking at my third Mark of Excellence game that I had in the EBR 75 FL10. This is a premium tank, tier 8 French wheeled vehicle, and we are on, wow, what map is this? This is Cliff. I'm sorry. Yeah, just look at the giant cliff out in the distance, and that'll help. That'll help me figure out what map it is. It's been one of those days. Anyway, long day at work, and my brain isn't working as good as it usually does. So anyway, so we are on Cliff, and we are in a tier 10 game. So right away, that's two negatives for us. This map is not as it wasn't the best for scouts before it got changed in the HD rework. But you still had some options, and when they did the HD remodeling and how they changed micro positions on this map, it just got a lot worse for scout tanks. In my opinion, completely unnecessary changes. And I think the older version is objectively better in certain areas. Although you could say certain areas of this is better for brawly tanks. So anyway, tier 10 game, and it's so we have our work cut out for us to be conservative and cautious with our positioning and what we do in this game. So I think I've been rambling way too much in my recent videos, so I'm just going to talk about the game as we go and not pause. So here we go on Cliff in the EBR 75 FL10. And just talking about the team compositions really quick as we're driving into position, which won't take very long in this tank. There is a decent amount of mobility on each team. There's a couple scouts on each team. There's some fast medium tanks on each team. There's some fast heavy tanks. The 113 is a fast tank. The Conqueror is not the slowest. The Object 257 is a decently fast heavy. There's some fast tank destroyers. So I'm driving into this position here in complete anticipation of shooting scouts that drive up the lighthouse road. I didn't even bother trying to spot right in front of me because I figured that at least one of the two scout tanks on the enemy team, which happened to be both wheeled vehicles like myself, would try to rush up the hills. So I get a couple good shots into the back of the Lynx. Unfortunately, only one of them penned. But my team were able to finish him off there. And now we see the enemy EBR 75 FL10 just rushing recklessly through the back of our line here. I'm not sure what he's doing. Maybe he's trying to get early, I I don't think he knew what he was doing, honestly, guys. I really don't. Maybe he was trying to get our arty early in the game or something. I'm not sure. But just goes to show you that just because you can go really fast and zoom around doesn't necessarily mean that you should, right? In any scout tank, but especially in these new wheeled vehicles, right? It might seem like a lot of fun zooming around and turning and dodging and whatever, but it's not necessarily the right thing to do. So anyway, I did a weaving back and forth there after that, just because I'm not sure where I wanted to go to next. So, but I'm deciding I want to come back up here and be brave and see if I can get some side shots on this Patton, and we're able to. Luckily, the Conqueror misses his counter shot on us. And now we're just trying to stay mobile because you got to remember there is 2 artillery on each team here. So indirect fire is always a threat. And now I'm switching over to the east side of the flank, right? Unfortunately, we have a lot of campers on our team on the 1-2 lines. This is always a really bad thing on Cliff. You don't want to see this many of your team camping. You want to send the majority of your tanks to the upper plateau of the map, either in the 5-6 lines or the 3 line and the 8-9 lines. Because it's much easier to fight down into the 1-2 lines than up from the 1-2 lines, if that makes sense. So I see that our team are wrapping around here, and right now I know I'm doing something really, really reckless here. I know I could die, but I'm a bottom tier tank, right? And so on a map that, really, really bad driving there. So, whoops. I actually installed a zoom out mod. Oh, I almost fell. I almost fell into the sea there too. Twice some bad driving there. I've installed a mod that allows me to zoom out a little bit further in third person through Aslan mod pack, just to help me avoid doing that as often as I normally do. Because you can really, really quickly drive yourself into trouble in these tanks because they're so fast and so agile. But anyway, so I was noticing that our team was wrapping around this side of the map on the east, and I knew I could die very easily doing this, but I wanted to see if I can get some vision on tank destroyers that like to sit, or any snipers for that matter, that like to sit back there in K5. I'll go into third person here. Any tanks that like to sit back here, because I didn't want these guys to advance around the corner, um, and get shot up as they were driving across into the open, right? So luckily we haven't taken any damage somehow. The patent shot on us didn't do any damage to us because wheel armor is best armor for some reason. That bulletproof rubber. Unfortunately, I wasn't bulletproof on that shot. Took a really bad angle on the E75 and gave him a really easy shot. But we're really, really steamrolling the enemy team here, and the only reason that we're having this much success, given how poor our deployment is on our team, is because it looks like the enemy team is camping the 1-2 lines is just as much as we are. So this allowed my team to wrap around the side of the map, and now you can see if I go into third person, we were able to attack the enemy team from this side and from this side, right? So you always want to be looking for opportunities to attack an enemy from multiple different directions, and this is how you can win um, uh, micro engagements and the overall positioning and flank battles that you'll have in the overall battle in general. And then we spot the STRV 103 there. And now we're basically just cleaning up there. Unfortunately, the STRV 103 gets a shot into us, and now we are one shot. Unfortunately, we only have 112 health left. And I'm just trying to stay mobile, trying to keep dodging and weaving at full speed as much as I can to make it harder for the enemy team to hit me. Really afraid that the STRV is going to able to swivel and get one last shot in on me before he dies. And it isn't the STRV who shoots us, it's actually the Leopard PTA. And for some weird reason, he's shooting high explosive at us, and for some another weird reason, it only does 100 damage to us, or 99 damage rather, because we still have 13 health. So really, really strange that I am still alive. I honestly can't explain it. I love this tank, guys. It's honestly not balanced very well. I wouldn't say that it's completely overpowered, but it's definitely really, really, really competitive. Um, its damage potential and its mobility and its spotting potential is really, really, really good, and I love this tank. So we're just steamrolling and snowballing the enemy team here because they just played so passively here. Trying to get a few more cheeky shots of damage in here. Get a tracking shot in here on the Object 257 and get some sneaky assistance damage there from his tracking, and I'm able to finish him off. So yeah, what a game. These tanks are so much fun, guys. If you're able to stay alive and know how to drive evasively and pay attention to where you're driving, unlike I did over here when I was trying to flush out the campers here in K5 and I ran into a rocket house. If you're able to avoid that and just keep dodging and weaving, it's like playing a roller coaster. These tanks are a lot of fun to play. I will say that they should be tweaked a bit. I think their top speed is too fast. They should be nerfed. The unique attribute of these tanks, in my opinion, Wargaming should focus on their quick acceleration to their top speed, and nerfing their top speed a little bit. Also, I think their damage potential is a little high. It should be reduced a little bit, especially this premium tank. But you know how Wargaming is with changing the statistics of premium tanks. But yeah, so this is my third Mark of Excellence game in the EBR 75 FL10, and this is the final game that pushed me over that third mark Mark. I said Mark twice. Um, and so I had a series of decent games, and that's kind of what you're looking to try and do to push you over the final couple of percentage points. Um, a lot of people get frustrated when they're trying to third mark a tank and they get so close they're at like 92, 93%, and then they have a bad game, and and it drops them back down. Unfortunately, that's the roll of the dice. It happens sometimes. It happens to me too. You just got to keep trying, and eventually you'll get enough decent games in a row, and then have that one good game at the end that'll push you over. So I was happy that I was able to do it on such a difficult map for a scout tank. That's Cliff, and that I was bottom tier, and I was able to have a high impact on the battle. Honestly, I don't really think that I won this game for my team. I think other tanks on my team won the game, and I was just able to contribute to the win. Mainly, I think we won because of our my teammates that pushed around the east side. So hats off to this 113, hats off to this TVP, and I don't remember the other tanks that pushed around. I think maybe the Centurion who died over here, but hats off on them to wrap around, and we were able to encapsulate the enemy and shoot them from multiple directions. And the rest of it was just the enemy team played way too passively here on the 1-2 lines. So that is the primary reason why we won this game. Thank you so much for watching my third mark game in the EBR 75 FL10. And right after this video, I'm going to show you guys another game that I had in the EBR FL10 on Cliff, and it's a pretty special game. So I hope you guys enjoyed that video too. Thanks for watching, happy hunting, and take care.